Hi, Derek from Iron Rock. Just wanted to show you guys one of the new products we've got released. It's the new stackable bump stop kit for the rear of the WJ. So we've got something that's going to be able to be stackable from 1 inch all the way up to 6.5. It's really nice because they're actually keyed. So as you stack these, they've got a pin and a socket. So that'll help keep them locked together really nice. Plus, we're replacing our solid aluminum cylinder that we've used for years. This is going to give us some more surface area that's really going to help to get better contact on that bump stop, especially when you're articulating or changing lift heights or different type of wheel tire combinations. Here is our prototype stackable bump stop all installed. This is what we've used to test it, make sure that it works well for you guys. It mounts on the top at the chassis side, and it's going to come down as the axle compresses, and it's going to make contact with the factory jounce bumper. This here is actually our new and improved oversized jounce bumper. This is a really great improvement for you, and I can show you why over here. We're looking at these bump stops now that we were just talking about. This is going to be the factory jounce bumper, and this is going to be Iron Rock's oversize upgraded version. So this is just a much nicer piece. It's going to get a lot more surface area. Something that's going to work really well when you buy it in conjunction with the stackable bump stops. When you're looking at it, you're just not getting a lot of surface area to hit. Plus, a lot of times these older WJs, these things have kind of chunked out or they've gotten real squishy and soft. So when you get into our upgraded version, you get a lot more surface area. It is the same height, but it's just going to give you a lot more surface area that's going to allow that axle to be out of position and still give you the stopping that you want to limit that travel. So now you're not getting tires eaten up into your fenders. We switched over to the other side. We pulled the shock and the sway bar link so that we've got easy access to get that coil spring out of there. Now with the spring out, we've got easy access to see what we're working on. This is the upper post where the stackable bump stop is going to go. We're going to come in, we're going to re-drill that hole for our nut cert, and then we're going to come down on the bottom and we're going to upgrade. We're going to get rid of this crusty, nasty turd that's in here, and we're going to replace it with our racing red, good for 5 horsepower, improved version. So now we're going to drill our hole. Again, we're going to use a 9/16 drill bit. We want to make sure that our drill is nice and square and that we've got a good hold on it, because going through sheet metal, sometimes it can grab and bite and kind of twist your wrists. So we drilled our 9/16 hole. Just again, we want to make sure that's nice and straight and you don't wallow that hole out at all. We've installed our riv nut. Now we simply place that in the hole, just push it in there, tap it in a little bit with a hammer, get that into place. And then we're going to go to our riv nut install tool. And this is what's going to actually lock that riv nut in place. So what looks like just regular hex nut has some serrations on it. They're going to lock on the riv nut as we're putting it in. And then on the flip side of it, it's smooth so that it glides against the bolt and it glides against the washer. So when we put that on there, this is going to lock that riv nut in place, and then we'll tighten that up. And I'll show you how to do that here right now.
Okay.
So we're going to lock that install tool in place with a 19 mil open-end wrench. And we're going to come in with an 18 millimeter socket and a ratchet. And we're just going to tighten that up. And as we draw that down, that's going to crush that riv nut into place. And that's going to hold it. So that riv nut's going to be up there permanently for you. Now that we've got the riv nut all tight and installed, we're going to start actually assembling our stackable bump stop. So this rig is running 35-inch tires on 6.5 inches of lift. Quite a bit of cutting's been already done. So we already predetermined that this is going to take 5.5 inches. So this is our 5.5 inches. You're going to have bolts that are going to work with whatever height you need, but we're going to use the long ones for this. It's just going to slide right in there. And the hex bolt is just simply going to line up with the plastic. It's got a hex already machined into it. So that's going to lock it into place. And we're going to take a number 2 Phillips, put it in one of our holes on the side, and that's what we'll tighten it up with. I'll show you right here on the rig. Now that we're snug, we're going to come in and just tighten it up until it feels good and snug. And we're going to put some Loctite on there to make sure that doesn't back out. And then we're going to get rid of this ugly, nasty, crusty factory jounce bumper and replace it with our racing red, oversize, much better product. If you spray a little bit of a dish soap and water on here, that'll help lube it up too if you need to. But that's going to get you a real nice bump stop. You're going to have a large surface area on both sides. Now you're going to be able to take that thing off-road without chewing tires up into the fenders. we've got the stackable bump stops and the lower bump stop all installed. So now we're ready to put the coil spring back in, put the sway bar link and the shock absorber back in. Then we're ready to hit the trail with it. Now you can know for the fact that you've got all these additional parts here. If you need to go bigger tires, smaller tires, you can change this stackable bump stop to whatever you want it to be, whatever's going to work for you at the time. And both of these parts are available at ironrockoffroad.com, and please check us out. Jounce cushions on the bottom, the oversized. Okay, start again.
Yeah, just go ahead.
So we've got our jounce cushions. Okay,